Hey everybody and welcome back to the Average Woman Podcast. I am that lady, Miss Nicole, coming at you today with another topic that's near and dear to my spirit. So today we're going to talk about when mama don't want a mama. Ladies, I totally understand that it gets overwhelming sometimes being a mother, being a single parent, being everything that the child needs to be given. I understand that. Personally, I don't have children, okay, but I am a step parent, and it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure things out about raising children. It just doesn't. Um, so that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about you putting aside and understanding the detriments of not being a mother, not having a mother, not being mothered because mama don't feel like mama enough. So that's the Average Woman Podcast. Today's topics on paying some bills. NicoleArcher.com is where my work is. You can definitely hit me up, Miss Nicole Archer at gmail.com. You send me an email. You can also send me an email for queenfromcreation at gmail.com. I'm also available. I also have a awesome set of books on Amazon. One of my books is How to Be a Wife. I think you would definitely benefit from this book. It can help you out a lot. Also, I just came up with a devotional set of books. My devotional books is Her Faithful Journey, Part 1, and Her Faithful Journey, Part 2. These books are huge, y'all. 300 pages apiece of pure information, knowledge, wisdom from our ancestors out the Bible. Strong women of the Bible. There to teach you the necessary things that you need to step and walk in your womanhood. Okay? I also like to keep it fun too. So I also have a new line of coloring books coming out for you if you like to color in your spare time. So I done paid the bills, y'all. Let's get into it. I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in to the Average Woman Podcast, where we like to talk like women around here, y'all. We tell the truth, and we understand that sometimes the truth hurts, but we gotta be delivered from our foolishness and stupidity. All right. So, as I stated briefly earlier, listen, I understand, ladies, that you have it hard being a mother. You know, um, as someone who understands that being a mother is not fun all the time, and unfortunately, when you decided to have a child, someone didn't provide you with the necessary tools that you needed to really see this and understand what you was getting yourself into. So, having said that, you know, a lot of us, we have to find out things the hard way because we don't like to listen. I'm sorry, y'all, that's my phone. We have to find out things the hard way because we don't like to listen. But I really don't think that it has to be that way. So today, uh, we're definitely gonna get into it. And say I want to try to be as empathetic as possible because I hear all the time. I've been working with single mothers since 2016. I have siblings and young, nieces and nephews. Some that I facilitated and helped raising. You know, I have, as I stated, I have stepkids, so it's not like, oh, you don't understand. I understand. But see, the thing that you didn't understand is that you didn't weigh all your options. You know, the thing that mamas, being a mother is a big role because once you decide to push a baby out of your womb, that child becomes your number one priority. You don't get no vacation, you don't get a day off, and you have to be on your best behavior. And you are responsible for teaching this person everything that they need to learn in life. And teaching them doesn't end when they turn 18. Teaching them and being there for them is a lifelong mission, and they need you every day. So how do I do that, Miss Nicole? Because it's hard. I swear it's hard. I don't know how half the time I can't be there for myself. Yeah, I understand it kind of gets like that sometimes. I can understand it. But the way that you navigate through all those issues is that you keep your child's father in your life, in their life. We always, as soon as we decide to have a baby from somebody, we always go left. We don't understand that, like, okay, this is a child. This is not a purse. This is not a pair of shoes. This is a whole human being that is looking to me for everything. This child needs me for everything. And I have no idea what I'm doing. But I do know that I need help. So who better to assist you than the child's father? Period. I'm going to tell you ladies right now, if you are a single mother, if you have any chance to go back to your kid's father, go back to your kid's father and make it work. Because nobody is going to love your kids more than the father of their father. Period. And these men are not trying to take the place of other people's children's, uh, other people's, other men's children, and you shouldn't expect them to do that. You're supposed to allow a man to be there for his children without your feelings and thoughts and opinions and respects about it. I know that's a hard thing to do because we always been trained to be disrespectful and not really trust a man. But you're only going to be able to obtain a man as far as your education of life will allow you to. Your children need their daddy just as much as they need you. And if you know that you're not focused and that you can't handle it on your own, then you're going to have to give up the attitude, give up the rebelliousness, give up the uh, selfishness, and you're going to have to commit to being the parent that you're supposed to be to your child. And you'll have to be a wife. Okay, once you decide that you're pregnant and this guy is trying to put a roof over your head and put you in something nice and do something for you, your silly ass is supposed to allow him to do that. Okay? That's what you're supposed to do. Not make excuses, oh, he just wanted me to be at home all the time. You're supposed to be at home all the time. If you taking vacations and you living your best life and your kids at the house, you're a bad mother. Period. Take your kids with you if you're going on a vacation or a trip. As a matter of fact, I don't even understand how your money's so good that you got vacation and trip money, and half of the time, if you go in the house and look in the room, the kids sleeping on the floor, and you is too. So that's definitely a problem. We're gonna have to do way better than what we're doing when it comes down to loving and taking care of these kids. The kids learn everything from the mother. If you can't stand your daughters because she learned her bad ways from you, she's implementing them, and you have done absolutely nothing to fix it or discuss it with her so that she can be aware of, hey, you acting like me. You want to be like me when you grow up? Then you better damn stop. You're not saying anything, but you'll jump on social media, and I'm sure many of you will come for me in this video, which I don't care because I'm not speaking my feelings. When you Eve is Mother Earth. Y'all know y'all like to be Mother Earth. Well, mother mean nurture. Mother mean taking care of. Mother mean at home doing that work. Not in the streets living your best life. It's already bad enough that you gotta work. And then when you go, once you get home, you hollering about me time. Ain't no me time. You got kids. You got a family waiting on you. How do I manage all that? Well, the first thing that you're gonna have to do is stop fussing. Because ain't nobody coming to do your work for you, man. Being a mother and a wife and all that shit is hard. And you have to learn to manage. How do you manage? By taking care of yourself, by getting sleep, by setting realistic goals, by setting your house up that is not stressing you out all the time, by respecting your husband and allowing him to do his part without your interference. When he speaks to the kids, you should be quiet and allow him to discipline them so that they'll respect you and him, and you won't have unruly children. Because you don't know what the hell you're doing. You selfish as hell. You cook, you don't even cook. You making noodles and shit. Kids can't live off of noodles. Kids cannot live off of noodles and hot dogs. They need food. And what happens if the economy crashes and you can't get them nothing to eat? Then what you gonna do? What you gonna cry to somebody? You ladies are not thinking at all. And y'all real reckless. We still running around here worrying about how fat our ass is, but our whole house and everything is out of order. These kids running around here like they ain't got no mama. That's why I titled this video, When Mama Don't Mama. When mama don't mama, the kids run wild. When mama don't mama, she run the daddy off because the daddy said, hey, if I work all day, the least that you can do is take care of the kids and make sure that the house stay clean. That's what you're supposed to do, man. That's what you're supposed to do. And it's not dependent on how a man treats you or what a man this, that. No, that's what you're supposed to do. And it should be like second nature to you. There's no reason. Your house should be clean. A woman don't live in filth. Your house should be clean. Your kids should be in order. They should be well taught. Your kids are a reflection of who you are, who your mom is. Because you wild and obnoxious. Who your mom is. Because you a thief, a liar. Who your mom is. You speak well, you understand, and you got respect. Your kids are a reflection of who you are. You are the first teachers of the child. The kids shouldn't have to go to school and learn manners. The kids shouldn't have to go to school and learn class. The kids shouldn't have to go to school to learn how to live with some standards and some respect and some dignity for themselves. We should already teach them that before they go to school. But we don't have time for that because we too busy in the streets looking for dick. When we had dick at the house, but we didn't want to respect it. You're going to have to respect a man if you want one. You're going to have to put some clothes on if you want a man to respect you. You're going to have to stop running your mouth all reckless and saying what you want to say out your mouth to men because they just not going for it. You don't want a man talking to you all crazy. You get mad, and if a man spit on you and disrespect you, how you think they feel? To not be heard day in and day out by a woman that they want to love. He want to love you, but you make it so fucking impossible because you hateful, miserable, spiteful, jealous, envious. You mad at him, you mad at them. You should be mad at yourself. Because the only person who don't recognize your potential is you. Because you ain't doing shit. All you doing is laying around waiting for the next man to come and fuck you. And putting all your ass and titties and stuff on the internet like that's cute. I don't know what to tell you. Repent. Your children are looking at you every day just be a total ass, and then you wonder why they lose respect for you. No one is going to have respect for you when they see who you are. Actions. People judge you on your actions. People judge you on how you look. People don't care about you could be a talking monkey. God damn it, you still a monkey talking. That's like incredible. So if you a hoe, you a hoe. If I see and look at you and you got on the things that I deem that is whorish, then that's what you are. You're not going to trick me to make me think that you're something that you're not. We judge people on face value around here. This is the face value, every day, all the time, average woman podcast channel. Face value. I'm not in here trying to put filters and do sprinkle dust and all kind of stuff on myself. What you see is what the fuck you get. And I'm not going to change who I am to appease you. Because what I'm saying is righteous talk. Somebody got to tell you that what you doing ain't right. You going all against everything your man say. You go against what he got to say. Why? I have a tendency to question what my husband say. I do. I'm not perfect. Working on it. But when my husband say something, I do question what he say sometimes if I don't understand. But then once I understand, I'm like, okay, I go do what you want me to do. Because peace in my home is more important. You ladies always holler about it's so hard. It's hard because you make it hard. It's hard because your first, second priority is stomping on your baby daddy nuts with your stiletto heels every day. That's why it's hard for you. It's hard for you because you got hate in your heart. It's hard for you because you're miserable, you mad, you trying to make a man do something that he don't want to do. You think that you can bully him or little boy talk him and he gonna listen to you. He ain't gonna do none of that shit. The only thing he gonna do is go make another one. That's what he gonna do. And he gonna forget about you and that one, and he gonna go make another one. And the only way that he gonna remember you is because you gonna take child support out on him if you know his real name. Period. And y'all, we better than that. Like, you don't have to be your baby daddy enemy. You could choose not to be that way. You don't have to be enemies with him. If he says something, if he says that he wants something from you, you should be willing to do whatever it takes to make him happy and to make him stay with you. I don't care what you say. Most of the time, we control the tempo and the vibe of our relationship. If we putting out good vibes, we gonna get good vibes. But a lot of times, y'all think that you can do certain shit and it's like it's okay, cause no, it's not okay. If you want somebody to give a damn about you, you got to give a damn about them. You want somebody to care about your feelings, you need to care about their feelings. Because that's just how shit works. Ain't nobody about to be worrying about you if you don't worry about nobody else. That ain't how shit go. I'm sorry. It ain't never been that way. You understand what I'm saying? So we have got to be a little bit more willing to love our children and respect our husbands. That is what a mama and a wife and a mother does. She sacrificed. She not worrying about her own happiness. Nowhere in the Bible did I ever see women worrying about whether they were happy or not. Women do what we have to do to get shit done. That's what we do. We don't complain. We don't worry about who doing what. We ain't come to argue. We came to make the shit happen. That's what we do. We support our men. We shut the fuck up. We fall back and we support. And we make sure the kids stay in order. And we hold the house down. That's what women do. Women not out here trying to be everything. Because we don't give a damn about everything. Because what's important to us is the house, the husband, and the kids. That's what's important to us. And we gonna work. Women, we gonna work. You know why we gonna work? Because we know that he can't do every damn thing. We know that he can't do everything. We all had, well, we all didn't have a father. Okay? So we don't even understand how men operate. But you understand that we live in 2024. Okay? If this man didn't graduate or don't live in the upper echelon with everybody, he not making six figures. It's just a possibility he just may make 5 a year. Okay? We got to come back to reality and understand that that's just what the fuck it may be sometimes. And you're going to have to learn to work with that. Because that's the only nigga that's checking for you and wanting to deal with you any kind of way. The other ones ain't even checking for you. They don't even know your name. You ain't even on their radar. You can't tell them nothing. They're not looking for you. They ain't worrying about you. They ain't sitting no kite for you. They're not flying you out. None of that shit. But you do got this good dude who work at the plant. And he interested. And he was like, I might be able to do something with her. If she act right, if she talk right. But you like, nah, I'm waiting on Mr. Rich Man. Mr. Rich Man ain't coming to pick up no woman with no children. To uplift her off her feet and do anything with her. Ain't no rich man coming to do that. Ain't no rich man coming like, ain't no pretty woman kind of fairy tale going on for us. We just regular average people, like regular people. See, I could pitch me, I'm like regular. You regular. You know what I'm saying? You gotta understand that. Stop wasting your time hoping and wishing for things that's just not gonna fucking come to fruition for you. You know? What you got, if you got a man right now, you can turn your whole relationship around by changing your attitude and your perception about the shit that you supposed to be doing. If he help you wash the dishes, if he help you clean up the house, if he help you cook, bravo. But if he don't, it's still your responsibility. That shit will never change. Women have been known throughout the Bible and history about their hospitality. The first line of hospitality is your family. I thought it was a beautiful thing. I saw a woman on Facebook cook a 5-course meal for her children, babies. They couldn't even probably pronounce half the stuff that they was eating, but she took her time and made a 5-course meal for them. Then she made a 5-course meal for her husband. I'm not saying that you got to make a 5-course meal, but some spaghetti and some garlic bread and a salad is real nice on a Friday. Everybody don't work hard all week. Even you don't work hard. But you got to think about things ahead of time. You got to start using your brain for something other than scheming and worrying about brothers in your DM. Because you're supposed to be momming. You're supposed to be momming. Mama mind is on her family and on taking care of her business. She the Proverbs 31 woman. Well, she's she's attempting to try to be a Proverbs 31 woman. Because we gotta work. We gotta work. I don't know where you live at, but around here we gotta work. We gotta have a job. Everybody gotta work. Everybody needs some money because your husband, he pays the big bills. You know how we do. Husband probably pay the car note. He probably pay the mortgage, maybe a light bill. But the rest of the stuff, that's your job. You supposed to help him out. I don't want my husband to have to pay all the bills by himself. I'm not selfish. I know that it takes two. And I know that if I help him, I'm still going to have some money left to do a little something. Because if he got money, I got money. And if I got money, he got money. But the money is for us, the house, and the kids. Everybody got a bed. Everybody got a dresser. Everybody got a TV. Everybody got a laptop or a PC. That's how we're supposed to be doing. We're not supposed to be arguing. Everybody, I seen a lady. It was a post on Facebook and it was discussing about holding back sex from your husband. Should I not be having sex with him when he get mad? When I get mad at him, I don't want to have sex. The Bible tells us don't do that. The Bible tells us don't do that. Check out this scripture. You can read it. When you read the scripture, it tells you plain and simple. You can't even get it. You can't. Oh, that's not in context. If you read the whole thing, it specifically tells you that what's going on with this. You understand? Your husband is your first, second, and third priority. Why your husband your first, second, and third priority, Mr. Cole? I don't understand why this nigga, he get on my nerves. He always talking crazy. Why you gotta be my first, second, and my third priority, Mr. Cole? Because he yours. If you want him to be yours, he need to be your first, second, third priority. If you love him, you want him to love you back, you want to be his friend, you want to be his confidant, he need to be your first, second, third priority. You do. And this is what I don't understand about you ladies. It's like you want to do everything by yourself because as soon as somebody come along to help and they say, hey, well I can do this, oh no, don't do it like that. Why the fuck not? You wasn't even doing it. You don't even know what he do. But don't do it like that. You gotta fall back sometime. You messing up the whole program because you don't want to get down with what he trying to put down. Somebody gotta lead and somebody gotta follow. And it don't matter how much motherfucking money you make. You don't have the testicular fortitude to pull your family through. You need to let him do what he's supposed to do, which is lead, and you facilitate. Whether it be financially, emotionally, spiritually, all of the above, I don't give a damn. You supposed to help. Help meet. And sometimes help meet mean you pay everything. So, what the fuck else you work for? What you work for? Some shoes and pocketbooks? No, you work to pay bills and keep yourself afloat so you ain't got to go lay up in your mama house and fuck. That's why you pay. That's why you work. People who don't have that kind of mindset, they going back to their mama house to lay up with their kids. But the reason why you working is because you don't want to lay up at mama house. You want your own spot with a man and your kids and all your belongings and your nice little crib, and you want to do your thing. That's why you work. And that's why you want a man. And that's why you won't have kids in a family. But if you don't want those things, then don't do that. Don't have kids. I'll tell you right now, don't have children if you're not ready to stop what you do. These people, a lot of people don't have no business teaching. I done seen some horrible social workers in my life. These social workers don't have no business with these kids. Some people don't even have regular common sense. And you just trust people with your children all day in and day out. You don't have no questions about it because guess what? Your head is in the sand and all you think about is work, 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 work. But you're not thinking about the kids. They need you more than the job do. But you do need the money to survive because that's the only way you're going to do it. But the rest of your time, you got to give it to your babies and make sure that they're good. How do you expect them to get up and want to fly if you don't help them want to fly? You got to help them want to get on their feet and want to do better than what you're doing. I wouldn't want my kid to work a 9 to 5 struggling like I'm doing. I would be like, nah, when you get finished with high school, you go ahead to college and you get you a good job, right? We're not going to worry about, don't worry about me trying to help me pay my bills. I just want you to be better. So let's figure out what you need to do so we can get you started. Because as long as I know I got you up and running, I don't have to worry about you. Because I know that you're going to be good once I give you the keys to life. But I got to give you the keys to life, right? That's what mamas do. Mama gives to prepare the children for what the world is in, it has for them. Mamas tell the kids the truth so when they go out there into this world, that they're not shocked and thinking that the world is something that is not. We supposed to tell our kids the truth. How do we tell them the truth? By educating ourselves and knowing what the damn truth is. And being that and walking in that. You're not going to be able to tell your kids anything if you're doing opposite of what you're talking about. Period. I can't be in here going off on my daughter, oh, you need to lose weight, you need to get your life in order, do this, that. I'm not doing it. Because that don't make no sense. And you got to start having these conversations. You got to have these conversations. People don't understand that if you tell me you love me, if you tell your child you love them and you see them not doing what they're supposed to do and you don't say nothing, that's not love. Love is correction. Love is speaking up. Love is telling you, don't run out there in front of that car. Trying to stop you from going into the abyss of foolishness. Love is that person that'll say, hey, bitch, you doing too much. And try to pull you back to reality before you walk off the path. Don't you leave that man for that stupid shit. Calm down. It ain't even that serious. See, someone who really love you, they'll go off on you and tell you the truth like that. But somebody who don't love you, they say, girl, I would leave him. I would leave him. You don't need him. You need to get away from him without even hearing the situation. Don't even know what's going on. But to tell her, and she in her 40s with 3 kids, and you gonna tell her leave the only man that she's known for the last 15 years. How responsible is that? The most thing that you can give a man is your time. You can give him your time. And that ain't nothing just to sneeze and laugh at. Because you do a lot with a motherfucker in some years. I've been with mine for going on 13. Is it 12? 12 or 13, I forget. And we've done a lot in these years that we've been together. And I don't take that for granted, and he don't either. Because we could have been doing any damn thing, but we've been doing it together. You understand? And that's how you need to look at your relationship with him. You need to protect that shit. Protect your relationship and what you got with him. And if it ain't worth it, if it ain't worth it and it ain't working, let him go. If it ain't working and it ain't worth it, let him go. If you haven't made babies with him. If you done made babies with him, that's a whole nother discussion. Because we gonna have to talk. We'll have to talk. Because you can't just leave. You can't do it on your own. You can't do it on your own if you don't think. You gotta think. Mama's got a mama. Mama, you gotta use your brain and understand what your situation is and come back to reality. So your kid will be in reality with you. You gotta teach your children manners. You gotta teach your kids to love their father despite you're not loving. It doesn't matter if you love them or not. You should always teach your children to love their father. Okay? You need to speak good things out your mouth and stop being so hateful, malicious, and spiteful. Just because a man say you need to love and respect and obey me, that don't mean that you gotta fight. That just means that you need to love, respect, and obey him. That's mean what he's saying is basically is that he don't feel respected by you. And I'm gonna tell you, eventually when a man gets tired of coming home to a disrespectful woman, he starts showing out. He starts acting out. He may do, say, feel, respond to a lot. He may do some things, you know. And I don't condone any of those negative things, but I do understand. Because at the end of the day, like we have total control over how our man feels about us by how we carry ourselves and the things that we do. If you want him to love you, you want him to respect you, you want him to take care of you, you want him to honor you, treat you like a wife and take care of you and this well man, you know gonna do that and you disrespectful. You don't cook. You raising his kids up to be vigilantes and all kind of extras. They're not gonna do that. Like good, you gotta be good. You gotta be a good woman. You need to tune into the Average Woman podcast. Tune into Empowering Your Femininity with Nicole Archer on YouTube. Well, we can teach you how to be a good woman. You ladies like womanhood. Women don't complain about stuff like that. We come real ready out the box. We ready to love a man because that's our first, second, and third priority. Is that we gonna keep us a man because that's what you all want. Everybody wants a man unless you playing on the other side, and I'm not talking about that. But I do have some great gardening videos on my channel that you can check out. But I'm talking to you heterosexual women that don't want to be alone. If you believe in God, believe that God made man in his image. And you should respect him like he is your only option to deal with a God. Because he is. Oh, I'm such a pick me, ain't it? Oh, I know I'll be saying some of the damn craziest shit. But I believe what I say. I believe everything that I say, and I say what I mean. And I believe that you should be a great pick me to your husband. Don't you want a man to pick you? Don't you want him to love you? Well, mama, you got to be a mama, and you got to be a wife, and you got to be a mother, you got to be a friend, and that's not something that you put exhaustion and different things like that into because it is what it is. If you allow somebody to help you and you allow them to be there for you, then it shouldn't be a problem. Okay. And I understand society. One of the biggest issues I think these days is that society tells us that we can just do, we can say, we can go, we can whoop de whoop de whoop. No, you can't wear what you want. You can't do what you want. You can't say what you want. None of that. I done lost a couple of Facebook pages. Well, not a couple, but I did lose a Facebook page. And I done got some posts taken down because of me saying what I want. We can't say what we want, right? We have to edit our mouth to anything. And heavily edit your mouth when it comes to talking to your man. Why is that so hard to do? Why is it always got to be so combative? And if he don't understand, it's y'all do the most. And some of y'all got straight vinegar in y'all veins, and it don't even have to be that way. You see a certain type of people doing certain type of things. You feel like you should do that too. You shouldn't. You should do what's right. Don't do what everybody else doing. Don't worry about what society got going on, because society ain't gonna do nothing for you. Society ain't gonna feed you. They ain't giving you nothing. They haven't given us nothing in years. Society don't give a damn about us. But your man gonna give a damn about you. That's the key. So you get your house in order, then you can spread out into your community around you and build relationships with the people around you in your community. You're not going to be running up in no woman's face and you ain't married. She can't build with you because you're going to be staring at her husband. But if you got a husband and she got a husband and you and her, you got a family and she got a family and y'all in order, we can come together and do some business. That's how you build. My husband like your husband. They said they can do this and they might be able to go work out or whatever. That gives your husband an out, so a friend, somebody that he can talk to and rely on. To call if his car break down or something. That gives him allies. Yeah, but y'all don't even want to see y'all man with nobody but y'all. Like that's normal. A man needs to get out from time to time. If you need to get out, take the kids with you. That's how it's supposed to be. If a man tells you he don't want you in the club every night, once you have a baby, get pregnant. I mean, once you get pregnant, you shouldn't be in the clubs anyway. If you over 25 still at the club, you what the fuck is you doing? What is you doing? Because the purpose of the club is to go out, have a little bit of fun, and possibly meet that person that you wouldn't meet in your normal daily life. Once you meet that person, if you can talk to them outside of that club setting, let them know, look, I don't go out a lot. I'm just like, spit your game to them, but I'm really looking for someone. I don't get out much, like yada, 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 whatever. You might be able to track something. But then the problem is that you go out and you start enjoying the nightlife so much, you become a serial clubber. And then 10 years go by, you're like in your 40s, and you're like, what happened? And the whole thing is that you were supposed to get that guy, that really really good guy that you ran into, and you were supposed to cleave to him, and you were supposed to take your for sale sign out the window, and you were supposed to shut down shop and cleave to him. But you was like, nah, his pocket's not fat enough. No, his pocket's not fat enough, Miss Nicole. Mm-hmm. You trade your man for money. You trade your man for the street. You trade your man for the brain. You trade your man for the girl. You trade your man. You got the boxes. For all of that, you know, you trade your man. You don't care about it. You know how to money. You make the business. You don't need money. You know, you have to take it in the culture. So, for instance, I'm not really another top panelist is cracking it. I'm not really another how bad your roots go back. And you stand up and something you believe like this, but you don't lie. Stand on the things that you do, like, it's real. And it's not. The stuff that you're doing is not real. It's not going to come out real. I need you to understand that. And the life challenges, the life changes, the life. We go out. We had a lot of faith. She was destined to rise and live by herself. She was rise and live by herself to be alright. She just said that she sat there trying to figure out things. And so we are there. And we're going to do my favorite part of the show, which is basically what I'm about to say. This is one of the holidays, but does not have any matter. Absolutely not anything. Anything. You know, I can tell you anything, but there is times when if you see it that you provide to that anything about that. And the one you are the teacher of the child, there is no opportunity for you, unfortunately. But you provide the you can for things that you know it's kind of a little nice and you come together so that you have a support system so if you don't have any problem. I know sometimes, do too much and we don't look too high and way. Sometimes we just can't get that relationship happen. If you can't get that relationship open up, you have to you're trying to build a support system so that you can function at your highest quality. Because if you're trying to work, you're trying to make sure that you provide for the kids, you're trying to make sure that you keep your head on everything. And it's a lot. I'm going to say that it's a lot. But you can't do it. But you have to have capacity and preparation. You have to get some discipline about yourself. You have to have some water. And you're going to have to have discipline and get into your kids right from home so that they can be an asset to you and liability. So, a couple of scriptures that I wanted to go over is Genesis. Unto the woman, he said that I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception, and in thy sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thou shalt desire. be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. This is Genesis 3:16. So after Eve sinned, okay, after Eve sinned, this is what God told us that it was going to be. It said that childbirth for us, it was going to be hard. So it's supposed to be hard because we're cursed from our mother. Our mother Eve cursed us. So child rearing and childbirth and the tribulations of going through raising your children is gonna be hard. It's not easy. It wasn't easy raising you, but the reason why it was easy raising you because they didn't give us anything. They didn't tell us nothing. They didn't look out for us. They just was like, get out the house. You're 18 now. Go do your thing. Didn't give us anything to go on. So it's harder now. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be hard. The Bible tells us that we've been hoodwinked. So Eve set us out there to suffer. So Proverbs 23:25 says, "Thy father and thy mother shall be glad, and she shall bear thee shall rejoice, and she that bear thee shall rejoice." Gotcha. So basically, your father and your mother, they're supposed to be proud of you. You want to raise your kids up so that they they make you look good. You know, you want to teach them good things so that they can assist you and help you. I can't stress that enough. You don't want your kids to be a burden to you in the later days. You getting older, you don't raise your son to be a crackhead, your daughter a hoe. You ain't got no help, and you raising babies. Don't set yourself up for stuff like that. You got to start while they're young. You got to start teaching these kids from the beginning, right, wrong, manners, yes, sir, no, sir. I don't care if nobody around you is doing this. This is what we have done since the beginning of time. And in the last 30 years, we've gotten away from that, and look what's going on. You got foolishness, okay? Let's go to the next one. All right. So the next one is Proverbs 22:6. Train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. A lot of us was raised with some type of morals and some type of values as we was growing up. I'm a remnant of that generation that where we actually had morals and knew how to conduct ourselves. Like the women from my generation, we wouldn't fight our mamas. You know, it's certain things that we just won't do. You know, but you younger women, like y'all, just all out there. Y'all will fight anybody. You say anything. You're half naked. You're doing this, doing that, doing the most, and it's just not. It's you can't say that you're a woman when you operating like that because women don't operate like that. You are a lady who likes womanhood. If you can't find no clothes to put on that can cover your behind up, if you out here in the streets, you fighting. If you going out to the club every weekend, you still operating in lady mode. And trying to be a lady and raise children do not work. All you're going to raise is monsters. Period. All right, but you need to train your child up. It starts when they're small, before they turn 13. Because once a child turns 13, they are self aware. And it is very hard to work with a child that is already self aware. They have already seen you. They think they know more than you. They think they have mastered everything there is to know about you. And now you can't tell them anything no more. And it's hard. It's going to be even harder. So while they're small, you need to make sure that you're setting good examples, that you're teaching them right from wrong. Even if you're not doing right, you still teach them to do right. That's what you're supposed to do. You got to pick up the slack, and we got to get this doing going ASAP because mama can't stop momming. When mama stops momming, we get what we got now, a lot of chaos and foolishness in our community. You can't even walk down the street no more with your purse, you know. Proverbs 29:15, the rod and reproof gives wisdom, but a child left to bring him, but a child left to himself bringeth his mother to shame. Y'all, we are a generation who has raised ourselves. You ladies have no womanhood. You have been deprived of it. You don't know how to cook. You don't know how to clean. You don't know how to mother. You don't. You think you know how to father. You don't know how to hustle. You running backwards through a cornfield, and you taking losses. And our kids are the one that's suffering, generation after generation after generation, and it's getting even harder for them. They're not going to be able to hustle or do anything if they don't get some type of support from you. You're going to have to look back and remember that you dragging three little wagons behind you. However many kids you got, you dragging them little wagons behind you, mama. They need you, mama. They need your attention. They need your time. They need your understanding. So whatever else you got going on that you're trying to break that down, it's already bad enough that you got to work. It's already bad enough you got to work. You go most of the day and they're in school. When you get home, that's daytime. Find out what they got going on. You gotta love them. You're the yeah, I know, and that's what they should have told you. You're not ready to have a child because once you're ready to have this child, your life is not your own anymore. It belongs to them. Responsible mothers, anyway. Let's see what the next one is going to be. All right, so we got Proverbs 23, 13, and 14. Withhold not correction from the child, for if thou beatest him with the rod, he shall not die. Thou shalt beat him with a rod, and shall deliver his soul from hell. That even though I'm blocking it, it says hell. Yeah, you you don't have to abuse your child. I'm not, don't kick your child down the stairs doing the most, you know. But spare the rod, spoil the child. Either you give them some discipline now, or the police and the jail people will give them some discipline later. And your whole job as a mother is to keep your daughter off the pole and your son out of jail and not coughing at an early age. If you can't do that, I don't know what to tell you. Let's go to the next one. All right. So the next one is my favorite. I always like to go back to the Proverbs 31 woman. The Proverbs 31 woman is a woman that is described in the Bible as just an amazing person. She is a mother, she's a wife, she's a businesswoman. She is everything that you want to be these days. You want to be a businesswoman. Some of you want to be a businesswoman. You want to have your own. You want to raise your kids. You want to have a husband. You want to be popular and known for good works and, doing good things. Proverbs 31, 10 through 13 says, who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. The heart of her husband do safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil, and she will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. She seeketh wool and flax, and worketh willingly with her hands. Now, I didn't mean to put all that in there, but I read it anyway because I still love this verse. Proverbs 31, verse 10 through 31 is amazing because it describes who you are supposed to be. The woman that you are supposed to be, the woman that you are supposed to be trying to walk in, is in this Bible. This Bible tells you that the heart of your husband, the heart of your husband do safely trust in her. Your husband should be able to believe in you and have faith in you. Your husband should not doubt you. Your husband should trust you. Your husband should be able to have access to whatever you want to have access to concerning you, and you should make it available and be willing to do that. Your number one goal is that you want to make sure that you put your husband's mind at ease so he'll never have to wonder or doubt you, period. You want to keep that trust. Having trust with your husband, being able to, your words trust, your kids trust you, you trust them. That's a beautiful thing. That cuts out a lot of problems in our house. So we need to make sure that we're doing everything that we can as women to facilitate a positive environment in our house with our husbands. It's very important. If he is possessive, if he is controlling, that's how he is, and that's what you need to understand that he's not going to change. You got to change. You're going to have to give him a little bit more of yourself than what you're ready to give. And you're going to have to grow up. And it's uncomfortable. I totally understand. But it's worth it because this is your life. You're not going to get multiple opportunities to keep meeting men and making babies with them. You're going to run yourself right into a corner like most women do, where they done had 4 or 5 kids and ain't no potential guy in sight. And none of the kids that they had, they babies from, even want to deal with them because they done did too much. I don't want to see that you go through that. And I know that you could do better. And I know that you can have better. And we're going to make sure that you get better, right? So let's see what the next one is. So the next part of my favorite Proverbs 31 woman is she rises also while it is yet night and giveth meat to her household and her portion to her maidens. She considereth the field and buyeth with fruit of her hands she planted a vineyard. Okay, so she rises up early in the morning. You understand? You got to go to bed at night. A lot of y'all be trying to go to bed at 10, 11, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, knowing you got to be to work at 8 and 9. You got to stop that. You're going to look older before your time. You're going to wear yourself out. You're frustrated. You're impatient. You can't get to work on time. Your day not starting out right. I need you to start going to bed at least at 9 if you have to work. You need to have the kids prepared, whatever you need to do, whatever you need to do to get them kids washed up, homework, and ready for bed. That's what you're gonna have to start doing. You're gonna have to start communicating with your children so that they can take responsibility for some of the stuff they sell. But you are the overseer. At the end of the day, it is your responsibility to make sure those kids are doing what they're supposed to do because it's not optional for them to fail, and it's not optional for you to not be there to support them. And if you're not willing to do that, then you make sure that you get their daddy in their life so he can be there to facilitate that. And whatever he say, you be quiet and you let him do what he need to do to help the kids. Because you're not willing to. And if you're not smart enough, I totally understand. Some of us don't have a lot of book smart, but you get those kids some assistance, even if you don't believe in it. We can turn this around, ladies. We late in the game waking up, but we definitely can move forward and do good things for our kids. You know, yes, because failure is not optional. Failure is not optional to our children because they're going to have much harder times than we have. Yeah, much harder. All right. So the next part of it is Proverbs 31, and this is 26 through 28. She opens her mouth with wisdom, and her tongue is the law of kindness. So she watching her mouth. Ladies, we gotta watch our mouth. No longer can we just say whatever we want to say in front of our children and in front of our men. If you want somebody to respect you, sometimes you just gotta learn to shut the fuck up. You gotta just shut up. Because the problem is that you're talking too much, and a lot of times you be wrong. A lot of times y'all get on social media and y'all just say anything. Well, I just feel like I want to say this here. Well, I just feel like you wrong. Well, so a lot of y'all say, well, I don't believe in God. He still believes in you. When you get in a situation, who will help you out? He believes in you. And I suggest that you believe in him and do what he asks you to do. To make your life easy, you might keep a few hairs on your head and you don't want to be bald and shit, you know? And 27 says, she looketh well to the ways of her household and eateth not the bread of idleness. Means she busy. She keep her house clean. You know, you've got to keep your house clean, ladies. It is totally disgusting for a man to come to your house and your bathroom dirty, your bedroom dirty, you got clothes everywhere. The first thing you need to do is clean up that house and have the kids wipe down the walls and get that house in order like your mama used to do. But see, your mama, this mama, she lazy. She ain't did nothing. She didn't show you nothing. She ain't told you nothing. But the mama before her, two generations before her, oh, they was on point with the cleaning. It was on the point. They cleaned and they cooked. And we gonna get you right, cause you gonna learn how to damn clean and cook. You gotta keep that house clean. And if you can't do it by yourself, you train your children to assist you. Those girls should be cleaning, and the boys should be taking out the trash and doing things that boys supposed to do. And we've got to start holding our children accountable for bullshit. Stop letting your kids lie to you in your face like that's normal. It is not normal for a child to stand in front of you and tell lies. No more is it right for you to stand in front of your children and lie. But your children lie because they hear you lying all the time. You lying them about the holidays, oh, Santa Claus coming and all this other stuff. Stop lying to your kids and tell them the truth. It's a lot worse things that you could do besides tell them about these fake ass holidays and stuff. Tell your kids the truth so that they'll have the necessary tools that they need to navigate life outside of your house. so that they can start running up on the police, thinking that the police is for everybody and he gonna treat everybody the same and they love us. They don't. They have shown you that time and time again. Why are we not telling our children that? Boy, when you go out here in these streets, pull your pants up. Don't represent me and your daddy like that. Who you going with? Where you been? Who your friends is? We need to be asking these questions. We got our kids out here running around with renegades. We got our kids out here committing murders like we was murderers. We weren't murderers back in the day. We was lovers. We was having a whole lot of sex back in the days. We wasn't fighting and shooting and killing each other. So while the teenage child pregnancy rate is kind of going down a little, but the murders is at an all time high. We done raised demons. Where the girls will set up the guys, they tell the business, they get mad at this one, have a baby from him. We doing the most, and we have taught them to be whores. Somebody need to tell the black women that black women don't have baby hairs. They don't even know that. When the hell did we start having baby hairs? We don't do that shit. That's not even our culture. But you know they done it. We done just sat by and let them do it. We done sat by. We done let our men just get all out of hand. But we facilitated that. Y'all know y'all taught them men how to be women. Y'all need to stop. Uh, 28, Proverbs 31, verse 28. Her children rise up. Let's see what, because this reading's a lot. Her children rise up, and let's see what happens when her children rise up. Her children rise up and call her blessed. Her husband also, and he praiseth her. Oh, that is something that all y'all have been wanting for years. All y'all been wanting a man to praise y'all, love y'all, respect y'all, treat y'all good, this, that, and the third. But you know how you earn that? Through your works. A man is going to treat you based on your face value and what you do. It's not about your looks. It's about your attitude and your willingness to love that man and do what he needs you to do and be by his side. That's what's going to stop you from getting a man. That's what stops you off from getting a man. Because wife application begins at hello. When you meeting him, if you half naked, you talking crazy, I just want you to buy me some lunch, take me shopping. You a 304. He ain't even entertaining you. He gonna pump and dump you. He might go take you shopping and then get rid of you. But how long do you think that's gonna last? See, it was a lady, your aunt, your cousins, your older mom and them, grandmom and them, they went through all that shit too until it played out. Then the phone call stopped. And they turned around and, oh God, I done turned 40. Oh God, I'm 45. Still ain't got nobody checking for you. Because you got too many problems, you done been damaged too much, and you got an attitude problem. And don't no man want no situation like that. It's not worth it. It's not worth it, sir. Keep it real. Keep it moving, sir. All right? So now we're going to discuss something that is very important. Because one thing that I noticed about you ladies, a lot of y'all are lazy. Oh, because I work all the time. Well, we gotta work. We want to be equal. We gotta work. Okay. First Corinthians verse 7 and 2. We're gonna do 2 through 5. But this is 2 and 3 on this slide. Nevertheless, to avoid fornication is any unlawful type of sexual act. Such as bestiality, homosexuality, anything that is outside of a man and a female coming together is fornication. Okay? Let every man have his own wife. Okay? And let every woman have her own husband. Okay? One man to every woman for now. Okay? Because there is areas in the Bible where they do talk about multiple wives, but right now, every man have a woman. And let the husband render unto the wife due benevolence, and likewise unto the wife also, unto the husband. So due benevolence is love, giving up some love making, some intercourse. Okay, that's what they're talking about. They're talking about intercourse. They're telling the husband, look, don't hold back from your wife. Don't do that. And wife, don't hold back from your husband. Why don't hold back sex from your husband or your wife? Let's find out. Part 4 and 5. The wife hath not power over her own body, but the husband. And likewise also the husband hath not power over his own body, but the wife. Defraud ye not one the other, except it be consent for a time, that ye may give yourselves to fasting prayer, and come together again, that Satan not tempt you for your inconsistencies. See, what happens is when you put your husband on the back burner for 2, 3, 4 weeks, days, whatever, anytime you put your husband on the back burner, you open up the door for Satan to come into your relationship. Anytime you operating out of that godly Proverbs 31 woman that you're supposed to be, you opening up Satan, you opening up the door saying, come on in here and fuck this up. The Bible tells us don't give no holes to the devil, meaning don't let the devil come in at all. Keep the door shut by doing what you're supposed to do and remaining in your femininity, remaining in your position of being a woman and subjectedness to your husband and being humble. Being humble just means that you're not going to argue. I'm going to take care of the house. I'm going to do what I got to do, and I'm not going to complain about it. Because there's nobody, I had these kids, I got this husband, I got this house, and I got a job. So I got to figure out how to juggle all that. And my husband is going to assist me to the best of his ability, but at the end of the day, this is my job. This is what I wanted to do. And I can't give up being a mother, because who else going to raise my kids to me if I don't? There is nobody. You have to make better decisions to push your kids forward into this new generation of living. It's different now, y'all. We got to do better. And we need to support one another. That's another thing. We got to support one another. We all going through the same issues. It's multiple of you living in the same apartment complex. You won't look out for each other. Everybody needs assistance and everybody can help each other do a little something. But a lot of y'all wicked though. So you have to be mindful. If she ain't got no fringes on her clothes, don't deal with her. But if you see that she wears a skirt every day, she a humble sister, then you can invest in her. But don't invest in these wicked sisters, because a lot of them don't want, they want to be combative, they want to argue, they got underlying intentions and ulterior motives and stuff. Don't do that. If she got the same vibe you got, she got a man, you got a man. She got kids, you got kids. You and her got to understand where y'all can build on some kind of common ground in relationship. That might be a friendship that you can foster. Got some extra help for you. Play dates for your kids. You got to learn to network and stop being afraid. We all in this together. We are sisters. We all have come from the same mother, Eve. We all get periods. Whether you want to walk in your femininity or not, you know what time it is every month. Period. Until you go through menopause. And that's a whole other thing. All right. So the next verse that we're going into is 1 Corinthians 11:3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ. So the head of every man is Christ. The person everybody calls JC, Jesus Christ. That's the head of the man. Okay, because it's an order to things. The head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God. Every man. So let's just stop right there. Okay, so basically what this is telling you is that it's an order. Okay, it's an order that our husbands, like it said back in Genesis, is over us. They're over us. Okay, so they have a plan for us. They have a plan for their children and how they want to be raised. Our job is to listen and execute that plan and make the shit happen and provide them a comfortable home. And in return, they're going to help with the bills. They're going to be there to support you. You're going to have in-house coffee. You ain't going to be stressed out. You're going to be good. But you got to do your part. And you can't complain and holler about he want wifey privileges. Wifey begins at hello. When you meet him, you need to be coming both guns blazing, letting him know, I'm ready to do this. I got you on that. Because you trying to earn that ring. You don't just earn the ring because you can, no, that's not how you get a ring. You get a ring through your works. You get a ring showing a man, I will do anything for you. I love you. I respect you. I will follow you to the end of this earth. He'd be like, oh my God, let me get this damn girl a ring and be happy with you. And you ain't even got to do nothing special. You just got to be you, but you got to be loyal. You got to be honest. You got to be caring. You got to be selfless. You got to have empathy for this man. And you also got to pass that down to his kids. You got to teach the kids. You love your father. You respect your father. You be there for your father. Your father is a good man. And when he's trying to raise his son, you be quiet. You be quiet and let him do what he needs to do with his boy. And you should have your daughter with you at all times, teaching her how to cook, teaching her how to be a woman. Because that's what women do. Women cook, clean, and love a man and raise children. That's what women do. I don't know what else you think that we supposed to be doing. Not damn working every damn day. I tell you that because I'm tired of work. You understand? But I gotta work because I want to live comfortable. I don't want my husband stressed out about no bills. So I gotta pull my part. And all you women should have that same mentality. I don't give a damn if he tell you that you don't gotta work. You need to have some kind of change coming in that house just to take some stress off him so he ain't gotta worry about every damn thing. If you love your husband, you will make sure you keep a little job. I don't care what it is. You always make sure you got some paper coming in the house because the men they don't think like we do. They got the bills, they worrying about the bills. So our job is to worry about the functionality of the house. See, we can't make shit from scratch like we do. So that's why we need our little income to go buy things that we need for the house and the children. Oh, my oldest son needs some shoes. I get paid. I can go take care of the kids. That's your job. That's your job, man. And ain't nobody coming to do it for you. Every man praying to prophesize and having his head covered dishonor his head. So basically, when the word is coming out, a man is supposed to remove his hat. In the reverse, we're going to go ahead and go to the next slide. But every woman that prayeth or prophesieth with her head uncovered dishonoreth her head, for it shall, for it, no, for that is even all one as if she were shaven, because it's a shame for a woman to have a bald head in biblical times. I know you're doing what you do now, but back in biblical times, it was a shame for a woman to have a bald head. But when the word is coming out, that's why you always see me when I do my videos, I have on a headscarf because I know that I'm gonna be bringing the word out. So I want to make sure that I honor my head and I cover my head. That's what this is. It's not hard. It's not hard. I do this because I choose to do it, and I suggest. And let me ask you this: Do if God sees you? Do you care about that? Do you care about when God look down on earth and he see you moving and doing the things you do? Do you think he proud of you? I want you to meditate on that. I want you to think about that. I want you to meditate on these scriptures I gave you today. I want you to think about that. Do I please God with my actions? Because that's what it is. We all know faith without works is dead. So are we pleasing God with our actions? Have you done enough? Have you done enough for God to say, well done, my daughter? You've done a beautiful job with your kids. You're doing a beautiful job with yourself. Because it matters. You should care. If you really love God, you care what he thinks. And if you don't think that you pleasing him, I suggest you turn your feet to the testimony and begin to do what he needs you to do. All right? And if you don't know, hit me up. QueerFromCreation@gmail.com, NicoleArcher.com. I'm on Facebook, Nicole Archer, TikTok, Nicole Archer1, Empowering Your Femininity with Nicole Archer on YouTube. I'm everywhere. I'm a sister from a different mister. I understand what you're going through, but you have got to mature in order to change your situation. Okay? Let's see the next verse. Oh, I think that was it. Oh, one more. Okay, so I know like we've been talking well. What is marriage? What is marriage? Okay, let me see if I can get this to stop. There we go. Okay, so let's talk about it. What is marriage according to the Bible? What is marriage? Because back in the Bible, they didn't have like the white dress with the ring on the finger, and they don't do that stuff back then. So it's totally new now, right? So what's the new way of what was their way of being married? Okay, how do you consummate a marriage? Is what I want to know. Okay, those questions are interesting to me because I always say that, as I stated just a few minutes ago, marriage, the application for wife begins at hello. So you gotta always make sure you bring in your best out here in these streets when you meeting men. You need to have yourself in modest apparel. You need to be covered up. You need to be shamefaced. When you see a whole bunch of men, you shouldn't be stopping talking to them and interrupting them and touching them. That's what hoes do. Hoes be half naked with body suits on, walking down the street with their ass cheeks hanging out. That's what hoes do. That's how you spot a hoe. They got on the whole outfit. Hoes wear lingerie out to the streets half naked and going to the club and stuff. Women don't do that. Even if we want to go out, we're going to wear something nice and casual. Hoes go naked with lace on everywhere. Hoes have their ass and everybody facing, their titties and everybody facing, altering their body to look like something that they're not. Hoes do that because hoes think that that's all that men want, and they don't. But if you don't have something else to offer them, they'll take that smash and dash unless you want to provide them with something else other than the typical piece of ass that everybody giving them. It's so bad now you can get some ads for $12.32. Burger, we got burger bunnies. We got them that'll do it for free. Y'all have no shame. So you definitely have to set yourself up. You gotta let the man know from the beginning. Hey, I'm wifey material. I'm not going to talk to you all kind of way. I'm a team player. I don't do the 50-50. I do 100-100. You absolutely right. I'm going to help you pay these bills. I'm supposed to help you pay the bills. If you pay the rent, I'll pay the lights and I'll buy food. If you pay this, then I'll do this and I'll do that. That's how you work with them. Because he shouldn't be broke every time he get paid, and you damn sure don't want to be broke every time you get paid. So now why not work together? And that'll make the house happy. That means both of y'all got money to do stuff for the kids. See, that's how mamas think. Mamas think they hustle for their children. I don't care what you're saying. If you're not home, you're not trying to raise them, you doing the most, not talking to them, not teaching them morals, values. You're not doing that, you're failing them. I suggest you turn your feet to the testimony immediately, man, because you have someone to answer to. God is going to want to know why you did what you did or why you're doing what you're doing. And he may not be happy with you. All right. So getting back to this, according to the Bible, having intercourse with someone is marriage. If you consummate a marriage through intercourse, you can do the paperwork, you can do the paperwork and all this, but he want to take some of that pudding. And once he get that pudding, then you belong to him, according to biblical days. You know what I'm saying? And I understand like that's shocking and not normal because like I said, this is biblical times. I'm not trying to say every man you went back with back in the days that was your husband. I'm not saying that because guess what? You didn't know you was doing wrong or you was sinning before you got right. You didn't know that, you didn't know that your life was going to turn out to be this way. You didn't know, and had you known, I'm sure that you would have made better decisions, right? But we can't cry over spilled perfume. The only thing we could do is just make better decisions moving forward. So my thing is, if you understand that sex is marriage, the next guy that you meet, you treat him like your husband. When you meet him and you see him at hello, you treat him like I want you to choose me to be your wife. And you let him know that. I mean, you don't say it because then that'll sound desperate. But you want to be open. You want to be willing to give yourself to somebody so that they can want you, right? You're an amazing person. You shouldn't be single. You don't have to be single, but your attitude has got to improve. Okay? So I thank y'all so much for tuning in to the Average Woman podcast. I am still that lady, Miss Nicole. And I'm still coming at you today with a lot of love in my heart and respect for your journey, and I want to help you get to where you're trying to go. We got to figure life out. We got so much stuff that's coming up, and we got so many. The world is changing fast, and I want you to be strong enough to be able to deal with what's to come. And I think, and I know that women are going to survive, but you ladies, they have it's a script in the Bible that says 7 women will take hold to one man. 7. So you better be ready to share your man with 7 women. But we hope that they will, because these days, and they don't tell them what they will, but you're going to have to get right. If you want a man to yourself, you're going to have to step your game up, or he's going to have other women that he wants by his side. If you want to rope him off and you want him all to yourself, then you better be everything that he needs and that he's looking for in a woman, so that he will not want to go to anyone. The Bible says, Lord, let my breast be enough to satisfy my man. So let your breast and your works be enough to satisfy your man. Let your mouth speak good things over your children and over yourself. Don't be so ready to start issue fights and arguments with your husband, because that's just not going to work. That has never worked, arguing and being disrespectful. So, just think about what I'm saying. I know y'all will comfort me in the comment section. I'm always ready, because I'm not speaking my words. I'm speaking what you need to hear, because this is what's going to set you free and get you the way you want to be. We give all honor, glory, and praises to the Most High. Without him, I ain't shit. I give all glory and honor to him. You ladies, check out my books on Amazon. Until next time, shalom.